A fool, a wheel of fortune, the lady of lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, and total paradigm shift is what is offered here. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mars, whatever you want to look at within your chart. If you're not familiar with your birth chart, there is a link down below so that you can go get yourself one, and a couple of notes down there as well. Also down below is a link to the Facebook page for this channel where I post not just my videos, because YouTube notifications have gone a little bit weird recently, but also the forecasts from the astrologers that I follow, you know, Leo King, Achita Bava, Rick Levine, Astrology Hub, podcast, to name but a few. Now, being a general reading rules apply. So, basically, timing is far from absolute with tarot or any form of divination, really. Well, apart from maybe astrology. And if someone else appears in your reading, it's possible that I can get you and them mixed up, or as you'll hear many readers say, roles can get reversed. So I think that's everything. Oh yeah, about that Facebook page. It's got its own inbox. So if you're interested in having a personal reading from me, that's an ideal way to get in touch. Here's a good start. I've obviously lost total control of my speech today, but we'll give it a go. Let me bring up the cards now. I'm really tempted to suggest that, well, I did have a name for it. Yeah, a shock for the better. I want to draw your attention to, we've got a Fool card here for one of your potential futures. We've got the Death card for the closer future. Bear in mind, that's not death, that's the death of something. So, you know, if you're unemployed and you get a job, that's a death of the unemployment, or a death of the well, hopefully a death of the poverty. We also have a Fool on the bottom of the deck, bottom of my second deck, and Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the main deck. So I'm using the Gilded Tarot as the main deck today, and then I'm using Spellcaster's Tarot because it is one of my favourites. And then I was led this month to use Tarot Z, which is basically a zombie tarot. So it'll be interesting to see what flavour that adds to the reading. Now, as I say, we have a Fool, a Wheel of Fortune, the Lady of Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, and total paradigm shift is what is offered here. But I do believe there's something that you're on with already. And I also want to draw your attention to the fact that it's mainly in the main body, and down here we've got a lot of major arcana cards or court cards. So this is a big time. It's also indicated as a big time. 3 of the angel cards wanted to jump out. There is a choice that's coming towards you here, but there's also a matter of faith in yourself. Now, I believe that recently, very, very recently, you have been making some form of plans. Right, yes, some form of plans for looking to the future. Well, haven't we all? You know, big shock there. But you've been considering how using traditional methods can get you to a better place. And it's like that you're almost... The King of Wands knows how to act and knows when to act. He's got that ability to act with the fire of the wands, but he has a certain amount of discretion. He's not, shall we do this? Yes, do it now. No. Shall we do this? Yes, when the time is right. That's the King of Wands. He acts when the time is right. And it looks like you're at that point of, now I can only really rely on myself here, but I'm ready to act. Do I do it right now? I am listening to my guidance, or you're waiting out for some news. Page of Wands here, where I always feel that there's this one guy listening to the bird song. Now that bird song can symbolize divine guidance, but there's another flavor with that I'm getting this time, that he is simply enjoying the bird song. What a beautiful day. And that's going to be a weird thing to say, especially with what's going on in the world currently. But what a beautiful day. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, he's going for a nice walk, in no particular hurry to wherever it is that he's going, ready to take the news that needs to be taken, ready to receive the signal to act. And that signal to act, it's important to you, whatever it is that you are oh dear, whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. And I want to say, hold true and fast to your dream, to your plan. And it's quite possible that you were right, or that you are right, sorry, to not jump ahead immediately with what you are hoping to accomplish. Because although that the dream of that is highly important to you, there is a tower moment going on. But I don't think it's your tower moment. This is what's hidden or what's underlying the situation. So there is something breaking down. There is something breaking down that I feel that you have to wait for. You are waiting for the signal to go, right, okay, that's it. And as that page of Wands, so all those cards are saying the same thing. This is the star here. So whatever it is that is breaking down, that is crumbling, it's quite possible that you can't move until it's finished crumbling. But the fact that it's crumbling is good news for you. Now, if you're at home watching this reading going, oh my God, I'm in the tower moment, everything is falling down around my ears, then I do want to say, have faith. And I do want to say that have faith in the idea of what it was that you are going to accomplish, what it is that you have planned, that you've been working towards recently, because you've had a lot of wisdom imparted to you. It's almost like there was a wish fulfillment of, right, here's how I'm going to get this done. This is what I want to do. I understand. But I feel that you had this sense of a clock ticking, and that created anxiety for you. And what I want to say is, yeah, the clock might have been ticking, but not that particular clock for you to get on with it. That is not the clock that was ticking. The clock that was ticking was the clock for waiting for other things to fall down out of your way so that you could get on with whatever it is that you're planning on doing. Because, oh, how bizarre. Right. Because you have been set up nicely so far. You have had fertility and abundance so far in your efforts to prepare for this moving forward. And so bear in mind that this is a preparation thing that you've had the fertility and abundance in. But it's almost consistently throughout that process, you've noticed things that are missing, things where you have been warned away or scared away, or this isn't here, this isn't here, this isn't here, what am I going to do? So it's like, was it Alice? When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was very, very bad. And I feel that that's the sort of situation that you've been in. When something that you needed has been fulfilled, it's really been fulfilled. But when it is absent, it is conspicuously and horrendously absent. So it's like you're trying to build a wall and all you've ended up with is a fence. No, do not take any illusions from that. That's just what sprung to mind. I'm not making a comment. But there's, rather than having a solid brick wall, you've just got a stack of bricks and a stack of bricks and a stack of bricks and gaps in between them. Now, those gaps couldn't really be filled until this tower moment has occurred. And I think you may have been... This Hierophant is really strong here, of looking to... You are in a better place to set up with what you were doing than you were when you first thought of this idea. But there is a call to think outside the box, which you've not been able to do yet. That's not criticism on you. It's that you've got to wait for these things to fall down before any of your out-of-the-box ideas will work. Because under how things were recently, under how things were when there was a status quo, which is currently crumbling, but during that time, your out-of-the-box ideas wouldn't have worked. Now, however, once this tower moment comes into effect, they will work. Now, where did I see? I think it was a hermit under here. Because the decision, the decision is very much waiting on you and on your decision making, your motivation. And you're going into a time... Ooh, now that's creepy. Six of Cups from the Tarot Z. And I've no idea if that's a little girl or a zombie little girl, but either way, creepy. Horror films have been made from less. But there's... If you are relying on yourself and not trying to revisit the past, then that abundance that you've had so far will carry on. Empress here, Empress here. So we've got that continuation of that fertility. But notice, whereas this Empress is still, she has crafted something into being and she is beaming that power out. This Empress has stood up off of her throne. She is moving around. She is aware of what's going on around her. She is, interestingly, throwing a questioning glance across to that bull. Now, I know that's significant. I just haven't quite worked out how that's significant yet. So that might be the influence of a Taurus. Taurus. Or it might be the influence of Uranus in Taurus, which is screaming out from this reading because, okay, bull, death, fool, lady of lightning, there's Wheel of Fortune. There's all this unexpectedness. Now, this message of, while you are waiting for that signal to act, that piece of news that you're wanting, that opening so that your out-of-the-box ideas are more effective and can work better, you are really advised to remember what a beautiful world it is, because that Page of Wands here, where you are waiting and listening to the enjoying the sunshine and listening to the bird song and waiting for a message. Excuse me a sec. That message is backed up here with, from the Saints and Mystics deck, with Aristotle, who talks of idealism. But he also talks, the card speaks of remembering that the goal of life is happiness, is joy in your heart. And so the goal in life is not the pursuit of happiness. The goal of life is to be happy. There's quite a difference. If you're chasing something, it is away from you. And you listen to the, what is it, law of attraction people. You say something that you are needing or chasing, you're never going to get. Whereas you spend the moment of believing you've got it, and that's how you summon it to you. Now, I'm not a full law of attraction fan. It works in some circumstances and not in others. You know, there's so much going on in the world that the law of attraction is like, yeah, nice idea. It's a tool for certain circumstances where it's useful, but it can't achieve everything. However, you are very much being advised at the moment to enjoy, to just take a while, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the bird song, enjoy the little things, because things are going to take off soon. And so I think it's almost like, right, so the Empress and the Bull, I feel like that remaining abundance that you are requiring, you know, to fill in the gaps with the extra bricks and maybe make a wall that's not just loads of columns, but the bricks fit on like bricks are supposed to do. It's a little bit of mix and match. When that particular part of the abundance kicks in, it's all going to kick in really, really quickly. So if you are having doubts at the moment, this is what I want to look at with some of the other oracle cards. We have the Leper King, Sword of Law, whose motif is bravery, self-discipline and faith. Now, new deck, this one, so let me find the... no, that's not it. That's not it. Ah, here we are. Tested in his faith in life through extreme trials in both life and death, the Leper King is an exemplar of faith in spite of circumstances and suffering. So, have faith in your idea, like I said. King of Cups, underneath your current actions. Remember that you are okay with this idea. It is something that's important to you. It is something that you're wanting to go ahead with. So have some faith in it. For his faith, he was rewarded with the role of Sword of Law, a warrior against evil and deceit in Sheol. Because this is all about various after realms, this particular oracle deck. Leper King provides a model of self-discipline and tenacity, reminding us to hold fast to our faith and core ideals, even in the depths of the fire. So quite possibly your ideals are going to get tested, and or are being tested. Maybe they're being tested by this patchwork abundance that's come so far. But remember, you have to have some destruction here to open the doorway to the rest of that abundance coming in. And then we have change. We have the death card. Oh yeah, going back to the oracle cards. Have faith. Then we have you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. And I feel it's relevant, although not quite sure why yet. One of the three angels that came out is the angel of forgiveness. I choose to forgive all those who have hurt me in the past. Which puts an interesting light on this little girl zombie Six of Cups card, where you're looking back at the past and you're looking back at the nostalgia. Because I feel that recently your efforts have been along traditional lines, and because you wanted to stay within those lines, and for that reason you've not suffered for it, but you have been stymied. You've been stymied with that patchwork abundance and having certain doors open for you and not others. But you're very soon going to be making the choice to go ahead. Remember, a choice to do nothing in and of itself is a choice. At the moment, the advice is choice is to wait. you will know what time to move. When you get that time to move, you either do it or you don't do it. But the don't doing it is active in and of itself, because you have been preparing for a thing. So if you are taking a choice of, okay, I'm not going to proceed with this, that's putting aside all of the achievements and all of the preparation work that you've done so far. Like I say, change. Oh, now this is nice. Change comes in with the death card, which is possibly, I would have to relate it time-wise to this tower card we've got at the bottom of this pile. So something is definitely destroyed and removed out of your way, and that frees things up for you. It almost, I'm really drawn to the, and I haven't had this from this particular card, but the pennant flag on the front of the design, really, because you've got the skull, then in front of that the shield, and then in front of that the pennant. And it's almost like, now I have the chance to fly my flag. Now I have this chance to go, ta-da, well, this is what I'm doing. Here is my kingdom. Emperor card. And the bull again. Well, Minotaur on this one. But there's definitely that whole bovine Taurian influence. So it could be that a Taurus person or event is important to you here. And when I say a Taurian event, well, the other thing that's important to you on a Taurus nature is that staying power. You want that slow, firm momentum of a Taurus in motion. But like I say, I am really drawn to the idea of Uranus in Taurus at the moment, which is on the Halloween full moon, if I remember correctly. Or is it on the Halloween? Well, we've just had a full moon in Aries, haven't we? Yeah. It's on the Halloween full moon, conjunct to the Halloween full moon. So, hey, happy Halloween, folks. I mean, as I record this, we're on the 7th day of Halloween anyway. Or as we know it nowadays, March 222nd. And, but, yeah, end of the month might be a good one for you here, even though, refer to what I said in the introduction, timing is not absolute. But there's certainly that Taurian influence, because maybe that full moon is what brings in the tower rather than sets all this off. But you are starting to declare your own kingdom within that. Let me see if I can get this camera. And then we have this very attractive Queen of Wands. So, especially since you had the King of Wands here, so ignoring the fact that they're from two different decks, and one's alive, one's dead, there's a nice divine pairing, but with that zombie Queen of Wands, I'm really feeling that there is a call to action from this point on. And then you are led to an underlying choice, which can either be which can be wish fulfillment and a new beginning. We have another Fool card. So this whole new beginning, because Fool, but you are preparing for this new beginning, but at the same time, this new beginning is absolutely and abjectively new. It will take some strategy and some discernment for you to move forward and really grasp this new beginning. And what's important here, we've got the Justice card. So what's important here is you have to have the discernment to be fair and the strategy to be as fair as possible. Yes to yourself and yes to others as well. It's a matter of sticking to what is right. You may be sticking to what is right in a completely new way, but you need to be sticking to what is right. We have Chesed, the hand that embraces, the empathic Sephiroth of the tree of life, that pulls people together. And interestingly, we've got from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell here, and hadn't made sense of it until that point, Ananel with perception of unity. But this is a really important time for you, Elamaya, divine power. Interestingly, they are opposed by delay and folly in the forms of Samagina and Andras. And why I'm feeling like that is, you know, you are not delaying right now. This is something that I want to make sure that you know right now. By waiting, you are not delaying, because you have to wait for that tower moment to kick in and finish. But to delay after that point would indeed be folly. And also with that, Ananel, you want unity and you want perception of unity. Now, those are really two different things. And maybe this strategy, which again, Seven of Swords, can be secrets and lies. Maybe this strategy is pointing out that the perception of unity is important. It's incredibly important, which again might be why this forgiveness angel is in the mix. Because if you haven't forgiven, you may need to rely on a perception of unity more than actual unity. But if that's true, that would be with you. I'm sorry, I'll try and keep this camera in focus. The light's a bit weird today. Come on. Right, hopefully it will stick that way. But you're well aware that you have a really good dream to move forward into the world, to present to the world, to express your own power with something that you know you will be victorious with at the moment. Keep that faith, because that faith is going to be tested here. That tower moment at first is going to, even though it's not really affecting you, is going to look, oh God, everything that I've planned is coming to pieces. No, because of the preparation work. That's why your preparation, you've had that patchwork abundance, or on and off again abundance, where complete empty, complete empty. The complete bits will stand. The bits that are empty right now would have fallen in that tower moment, so it's a good job that they're empty. That's the impression that I'm getting. But this new beginning, if you grasp it, and if you're having the... Yes, it's really important to be fair, because you can very easily, and you've got to remember to be fair to yourself here, as well as not overly fair to yourself. You know that this isn't Animal Farm. It's not that some people are more equal than others, but that does mean that you are just as equal as anybody else. So this new beginning, you have to make sure that it is set on terms where you are looking after you as well as other people. There is a devil card here, so I always like to clarify that devil card. But it's telling me that, again, I keep coming back to this angel of forgiveness. So it's telling me that there's something where that perception of unity is important, but you have to make yourself perceive that unity as well. But you may be taking a burden on with what you're planning to do, but that's not as if you didn't know that, and it's not as if... yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm going to go with all of these because they've all came out. So, we start with the Lovers, echoing this card here. So, you make a choice with what you are going to stand with and what you are not going to stand with. But allow yourself to be guided by wisdom and nurture, not just yourself, but everything else, because there's certain things that you will be nurturing. King of Swords here. That It's almost like I want to say, do not make the mistake of cutting somebody out, or yeah, do not make the mistake of cutting somebody out. King of Swords here, but using Eligos, I do feel that it is leading to the Nine of Swords here. So I do feel that there is a chance where you can cut somebody out, and whatever you do is going to be recognized, and whatever you do is going to create a burden on you, for good or for ill. Now, what you are wanting to go ahead with, it will, of course, create a burden on you, because of course it will. But you want that burden to be a good one that you're happy with doing, because you've you've been bored with things before and found that keeping going just led to, well, keeping going led to having to balance things all the time. It led to some element of boredom. It led to some element of not really having the most honest assessment of the world around you way back when. But then you did listen to some guidance, you strove for something that you really wanted, and it is almost like all your wishes came true by getting what it was that you were wanting, but that in and of itself caused conflict. And it caused conflict that was affecting the home, something where you really had to just put a stop to it. You ended up in an okay position at the end of it, but you just had to put a stop to it at the end, and just nurse that dream for a later date. And now it's time for that dream to come again. But you are worried that you are blind to something, that your work won't create the harvest that you are after, and that you're maybe not getting the clarity and cutting through all the obstacles. That's a fear there. And someone else is telling you basically stay on the path. You know, they're recognizing that you've got a good idea, or saying keep it within traditional holy lines. Which, to a point, I'm saying keep it within holy lines. You know, make sure that you're being fair even to someone you might not be that interested in being fair to. But they're recognizing the forward motion that you have. Now, Seven of Pentacles here. Nine of Wands, as I said, there would be a burden. Two cards wanted to come out of the Gilded for this final card. Seven of Pentacles is a card of Uranus, as is the 5 and 6 of Pentacles, which I think I've seen. Oh, no, I'm lying. It's a card of Taurus. But again, same theme. So I think that will be the last decan of Taurus, which I can't remember what's going on in the last decan of Taurus upcoming soon, if anything. But I am seeing that the work that you've already put in and the work that you can't put in at the moment but will soon be able to will pay quite intense dividends, offer you a form of rebirth, and give you spoils that you're going to be quite surprised at. This tower moment's got something to do with conflict that you are not involved in, but it leaves wreckage in its wake that somehow you are involved in, but that frees you up. You know, there's you are going to be able to protect everything that you are wanting to build and everything that's important to you. Four of Pentacles there. Right, so finally, so we have the guardian angel of young adults. I am guided and protected as I begin to choose my path in life. Right. Yes, this idea that you're finally bringing into being, go with it. Definitely. You are protected. There's a symbol there. And again, there's that reminder of being fair. The angel prince of the West. Now remember, West is always associated with sunset, and thereby with sunset with death. But you could also associate the West with the future, because that's where the sun is going, off into its own future, and you will be catching up. So there is a double. I can't remember where I heard that. I remember thinking, how beautiful! What a beautiful way of looking at it. It's because the sun's diving over into its future. The sun is going to start its new day ahead of you, and so by the time that you get to that new day, the sun's already there, shining brightly. And then the slogan for this is, I create the reality around me with thoughts of pure love and goodness. So again, there's that reminder of being fair and having faith in yourself. So whatever this is, you are good enough. You had a go in the past and it went a bit wrong, or you came up against a blockage. I mean, you might not have even started, you know, but you had a go in the past and it went a bit wrong. But now is the time. Now, you know, now is definitely the time. Now, I forget what I was going to call this reading at the very start of it, but I mean that again. I will go back and obviously when I edit it, find out. But yeah, you are being held back at the minute. There's almost this energy of, am I going to go? No, not right now. Not immediately. But you need to remain ready to go. And in the meantime, enjoy the moment. Because you have to remain ready to go. So you might as well enjoy the moment. The advice is definitely, don't give up just because you can't move right now. Yeah, that sums it up lovely. Don't give up just because you can't move right now. Because whatever you are planning to create is going to pay off. Right, so if this means anything to you, Gemini, I've talked for quite a while there, haven't I? If this means anything to you, comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel. If you press the like button, it helps this video get discovered. Sharing it just means more people see it, hopefully. You know, so stay posted. There will be more readings up soon. After I finish the Western Zodiac, I'll go back and do the Chinese Zodiac. All right, cheers.